Windfall, wonderful audience, we run, we win. This is James. I'm going to talk to you real quick about the Democrat deception. What is the Democrat deception? It's not really just like, American Democrat. It's the concept where you go to poor people and you basically promise them to give them the rich people's money. Who's the dude's name in Marx tried this mess in Russia and it worked. And, they overthrew the aristocracy. No one said the aristocracy was doing right. One of them did a good job and helped build up the whole place. Some of them didn't do right. But basically, it was like the rich people are oppressing us, and it happened in China too. Let's make everybody equal. Basically we'll work together and we'll all share the profits. And, that's what socialism is. So I say Democrat because, that's the group in the United States. But anybody that follows the idea that basically we're going to, the rich people, we need to redistribute resources and all sorts of stuff. So the rich people, so everyone's equal and stuff like that. That's the promise. It's a promise. It sounds like some utopian society, but it's not really true, because if you look at the history, even Hitler too, himself, they blamed, the Jews for all their problems, and the Jews weren't poor, which you saw, if you do some research about that. But I won't get into that. But they, he blamed them, and, it's like, we're going to turn around our economy and make ourselves rich, and everything's going to go better, because, that's just pretty much all it is. But that was the promise, that he made. And any other person, they promise is everyone's going to be together. That is the promise. That's the concept, that we'll all be equal. We'll all have our little plot of land and we'll all do this, that, and the other. But the only problem is, if you look at socialist France, we know even with the Mussolini dude, who was helping Hitler and stuff like that. Was it not Mussolini? Italy. It was Italy. Socialist Italy that was helped that when they took over France. When Italy took over, and even modern day socialist countries where if you're paying more than 30% of your thing, you're pretty much in a socialist country, especially in those countries where they're charging so much. A lot of European countries, some of them seem to be. But the issue is that look at the countries. Look at Hitler. What happened in Hitler in the end? What happened with even the USSR? When the USSR fell, there was this poverty all over the place. And the reason why it fell was because there was poverty all over the place. Look at China, communist China. Look at communist North Korea. Don't believe just because they say it's the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, there's only one person on the ballot. And he chooses his successor. So that don't work. That ain't how that really works. But look at the end results. No offense. Look at the state of the general population of California. Look at the state of the general population of New York. Even any other place, any place in the world, Cuba. Look at a place where everyone's promised everything. Of course, it doesn't help when you have somebody who's making you think everything's great when it's not. But still, the point is that look at the end result of it. But the issue is that they promised the people it. They promised, they just promised everybody that everyone's going to be equal, and that's the promise. But in the end, that's not. I forgot to press some thing. This is the last one. In the end, they didn't get it. It was just a deception. It was just, like temptation. Satan tempted Eve, said, hey, you do this, and, you'll be like God, and you'll be all thrilled, and everything's going to work and stuff like that. That was the lie. That was deception. That wasn't true. And we saw what happened. The fall of mankind happened, and, everybody, nobody was blessed after that. So that's why I just want to encourage you, that's what the Democrat deception is. They promise you basically prosperity and wealth through redistribution or whatever. They, will appeal to the people who need jobs and stuff like that. But in the end, look at what happened to all those countries, and look at right now, the Communist Republic of China, which is socialism. The state takes care of everything. And then look at everybody else, and that's just how it works. Cuba, look at France, look at any country that's, like that. China, and then you'll see the thing. So that's the deception. They're really, guys, you got to trust Jesus for your money and for all that you need, because if you don't, those empty promises is just an easy way to get your vote, and they're not going to do anything with it. I mean, and they're not going to do anything with the money. And what did Stalin do when he was in charge of communist Russia? All those people were living in poverty, and he was committing mass, murder, killing. He killed 50 million people in Russia, and the people were poor, and he's sitting there eating caviar probably and drinking vodka, while they're out there fighting World War II. So I just want to let you know, don't play that game and don't give into it. And especially if you're poor, you're gonna have to get with God. Stop trying to get the rich people's money. That's wrong. Old Robin Hood was wrong. Old Robin Hood was a thief. He was stealing from the rich and gave to the poor. When all actuality, he was out of line. He was a criminal. What he should have did was what he did at the end of the movie. They should have rolled up in on the sheriff of Nottingham, killed him, and then that's the only, in fact, that tell you the truth, that's what happened. Did you see the end result? The only way to stop the sheriff of Nottingham was to get him out of power. It wasn't to rob from the rich and give to the poor. That didn't work, did it? Didn't work at all. Look at it, the whole movie, and they kept robbing from the rich, just feed to the poor, robbing for the rich, and give to the poor. But then that didn't help anybody. In the end, what happened is they really had to take the evil, corrupt person out of power. So I just want to encourage you. So there's the Democrat deception, and it's really, really bad too, because you're dealing with people who are poor, and they'll do it. Republicans, they can't do that because they think that they'll provide you the opportunity for success, but in the end, if you don't have it, you can't. We're not going to give you. Republicans are not gonna. They're not gonna say we'll give you success and help you if you don't, even if you can't perform in life. Everybody wins. You get a participation award because you're an American citizen. You don't do that. That's not how it can work. And so that's it. So I just want to let you know that. So remember, live, move, be.